Hello everyone and what's up YouTube and my fellow traders. First of all, I would like everyone to say have a good evening, and the time right now is 11 p.m. Eastern. Um, I'm trying to make one more SPY and the deep technical analysis today. I would like to dig down again on this particular SPY chart and would like to see what levels we have, in the mind, or try to capture the information for tomorrow trading day, which will be 22nd of May, right? So as of now, the market closed today. The SPY sell-off occurred for more than 1%. It was close to 1.6, and it came, the sell-off occurred around 1 p.m. and this sell-off was a huge sell-off in a day, right? So what I want to do is first would like to take a small, like a small time, means like 2 3 minutes, just to review how they play, in a day, how they play, like when market, what exactly market did, like what kind of structure they did or form before they start this big sell off, right? So let's look at the level. As I mentioned yesterday, right? If you look at my yesterday video, I provided that 592 and 593 are the two, exactly the levels where we see a very good resistance, right? And this resistance can definitely acting as a resistance for today. And same thing happened, right? In the morning, market established a very good support right at open. First thing, the market open as a gap down today, right? So first thing we definitely require, what exactly we need is, whenever we have a gap down situation kind of stuff, I always do one thing, like this kind of rectangle I always, put in just to track, make sure we have this gap down, gap down cover during the entire trading day, right? Because what happened that market comes up in the morning, because see, I made the video in the night and would not have that data, right? What happened in the post market, oh sorry, pre-market. So pre-market, this gap down opens, and this is what I was expecting. Whenever we have a gap down situation in morning, market try to comes up, try to fill that gap, right? Look at the, try to do the consolidation. And if the, the fear is not the fear, if the flow is bullish, then most probably the market, break out after consolidation to the upside, but as as the sentiment today was not very bullish side, the market was also bearish, because yesterday it closed into negative but came little bit positive at the end of the day. So sentiment and the flow of the, market was pretty much bearish side, right? So all they did is same thing, right? I mean, as I said, whenever there is a gap down or gap up situation, right after the market, they always try to fill that particular gap, and this was expected. So market opens, right? And there was two support given yesterday video, 587, right? That will be the first support, and right after 587 it will test it, it will definitely see a good buy. Why good buy? Because we have the same buy occurred in the past from 587. And then we have another level tested, which would be 585 or 583, right? So market tried the same because these level were tested and this order block was mitigated already in the pre-market. So there were huge chances if the next selling comes, then definitely it will break this particular 587 and test the next level, which was 585, right? So now this is a 15-minute charting. And why 15-minute charting? Because it covers 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 days data is open right now in front of me, which at least telling me right which days are selling occurred, which day not. So 5 to 6 days data is enough for making or doing the charting if you are into scalping of scalping mode. Scalping means like it's very quick, right? Like in a second, you just earn the money or you just buy the options, ITM or deep ITM. These are the only one which has advantages. I can explain in another video why we should always prefer deep ITM options instead of ITM or OTM, right? So we will discuss that later, but let's focus again back to the chart, right? So we did see the same thing, right? I mean, from 587, uh, 587 in the morning, we see a bounce, and then the next bounce was expected from 585. But as SPY usually in recent in number of session, what I find out, SPY, the nature of SPY is like wherever we decided or wherever I have seen the previous resistance or support, it usually adds $2 to it or 2 points. So suppose if the resistance was 592, right, 591, then it takes up to the 592.56, right, right above this gap fill, right? So the gap was filled and it fake out, because that is how they create the fake out condition. Lots of people definitely would have get stuck here in this particular trap, because look at this, they break out, right? Everyone will think, okay, the break is done already, let's enter a call, because at this particular wick, if you see, they break out this particular pre-market high already, right? Because they break above the pre-market high, and then the next pre-market sorry and next the high of the market from yesterday. So two most like two high candles were broke, and that's how like we entered, pretty much try to enter into the trade. Okay, now it has broke two recent high, let's get into the call on the third candle. So how many 15 candle they were just struggling? One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. So 15 into 4 is 60. So 1 hour they were consolidating, and these two candles came in the last, right, which break the previous high, and that's how everyone tried to enter the position for the upside, and that is where they got trapped, right? So if you were in the same boat, and like whenever you feel okay, let's buy a call, at that moment, like instead of just buy a call, I would suggest just buy a part of SPY, right? Because in any trading app, I know you can just invest a dollar, you can buy a part of fraction of share. That's the right word, right? So fractional share. So instead of buying any options or scalping, right, just try to buy a fraction of share at that time and see how your position look for for 2 3 minutes, because they can play game anytime with your money or liquidity. Like you just buy it, that is these days the liquidity for them, and I will show you why. Okay, so let's discuss first about levels, and then we will talk about the liquidity sweeps. Right. So what happened? As I mentioned, they try to fill the gap. This gap was between 591, 592, and then the sell-off occurred right at around 1 p.m. And this sell-off was a huge sell-off because we knew very well 587 level is mitigated, so it will go to the next level, which has a lot of liquidity. And where is a lot of liquidity? Like as I told you in my previous video, whenever you want to see that from where the market, like if you open the sell position and up to where it can go, so look for the bounce where the market bounces, a good bounce, right? So look, I given you 585 yesterday for a reason, because this 585 has a very good bounce over here. But if I look here, so it came to 5 directly 585. It tapped this particular candle, the tapped 585, and it broke 585 also. And the next level on this particular candle was this 583, right? And we did see a bounce at 583. However, we again see a resistance right over here, right? Because that is where the low of the day, right? And definitely the low of the day will now act as, because the 587 was mitigated right in the pre-market, that will be the new resistance, right? So how you will figure out? So how you can see it, like, always keep in mind whenever the market open, you should keep in mind what is the low of the day and what is the high of the day when the market opens, right? And these two levels if broke any other side, definitely market try to do one more retracement in a day, right? So just keep those level in the mind, and this was expected that from wherever it will bounce, it will try to bounce until the low of the day, because that will act as a resistance for the new retracement. And that is where again you can buy a short position. Either don't come out of the positions, and you can always buy like three cons, and two of them you can take the profit by going down, and then one you can left as a runner, right, with a stop loss at entry. We can talk about those position, how to open and how much size you should open, right? It's all depend on your portfolio value. But yes, so let's focus back to our levels for tomorrow. So let's start it to break down, right? So today, in the market, if I see the 5 minutes, right at close, what exactly happened, right? So right at close, what exactly happened? We see a good selling. So as I told you, right? I mean, we know very well what supports the market was showing yesterday and today. It was, let me write it down here, 587, right? And then 585, and the last is 583. So these were the support. These all support is break. Now these are your R1, R2, and R3. So for tomorrow levels, these are our three resistance, right? So if I look at today's trading already, market came down to 583, right? It make this as support. So next level, what was your next resistance? It will be 587, right? Very simple, because that was the low of the market. Again we see a selling from 587. So what will be your next support is 583. Again it tried to make it support, but the level was tapped. So we see a little bounce, right? And now the next resistance would be 585, because now 585 is broke already, so that will be act as a resistance, because here it was bounce. So wherever it is bounce, whenever the market came down and try to do the retracement, that particular bounce is now will act as a resistance. So when support become resistance, that is where is your retracement zone. So just keep in mind, what is retracement? The retracement will be whatever you have, is it either it is a support or it is a previous resistance, that will act as a retracement zone. Just keep in the mind, right? So retracement zones are important in case of selling pressure and in case of buying pressure. So these are our important levels for tomorrow, right? 587, 585, and 583. And now at the close of market, what I noticed, this liquidity has tapped to 581. So 581 is also tapped. What is the next level? Right? These are your resistance. And now let's look at the support. So tomorrow morning, whatever the market opens, right? So what will be the game plan? Let's talk about the game plan, right? So I am expecting what's gonna happen tomorrow. These are your levels already now, right? We have resistance sitting on 5 minutes. Let me light it down. 585 is a bigger resistance right now. So let me draw down our horizontal lines and mark as yellow. So instead of yellow, the color I make is red, or I can make it little pinkish. All right, so this is fine. So one of the so now for now, very, if I look at very deeply, right? Let me just make it little bigger. So 585 is very, like, I don't think so. Market can immediately retrace out there. This is on a 5 minute. 1 minute, I don't want to go on 1 minute level, but let's one resistance this. And at the close of market, what I noticed, this zone particular, because these wicks, right? Look at these two wick, 583, right? As we mentioned, right? So 585, 583. I'm just putting this right over top of these wicks. 583. These are two these are two resistance level for tomorrow. Good resistance level where we will see we where it will try to reach, and we will see immediate rejection. If we are seeing immediate rejection, there is a chances market will try again, come back to towards the lower side of the market. So what, and look at this 582, and look this particular consolidation area. Which consolidation area I'm talking about? This one. You see this consolidation, they consolidated well in this area, right? I mean, look at how many buyers started to come. We see some buyers over here, we see some buyers over here, we see some buyer over here. So this zone, I would mark, I would mark this zone as a rectangle, right? So let me just go back little. What I can do is I will mark this zone as a rectangle. You look at this tab 581, right? So I see a good consolidation in this particular order block. So now it's a order block from 582 to 581. So 581 is tested and tapped. So that order block is also mitigated now, right? and let's see how much time, like how many time it supported. So it tapped. So one, let's look at it. So one, two, three, three times. So in the 5 minute charting, three times it's bounce at same level, right? Which is our 582.22. So I would consider this particular level 582.22 is kind of good buy zone. I will mark this as green, right? So 582.21 was a good, consolidation zone and a support right now, right? So now you have your resistance level 583, the bigger level is 585 and then 587, right? So that is towards upside. Okay, and now if we consider the bearish scenario where we have support, or bull scenario, because that's a bearish, because when you go up and think about selling, that's a bearish scenario, right? So now think about the bullish. So bullish, right? I mean, where we see a support, a good support, we see I break down this level, right? 582. Now what we can do is we can take a look back on this 15 minute where I draw the rectangle, and we will start it to see some levels from the past, right? Right over here, right? So this particular block, order block which I draw here, this has a small, very small consolidation, small consolidation, small consolidation, and that's the reason, right? I mean, the market trying to digest, or like this particular, because see, this consolidation occur, it break down, come back, this consolidation occur, and then goes up, this consolidation occur, then it goes up. So look, this particular small gap, like why, okay, now we got it, right? That's the reason it is consolidating this particular zone. You see this particular gap, good man, we find it, why it's consolidating. Like, that's why I was thinking, like, why this guy is doing time pass when like we were looked at the end of the day. So they look at this particular rectangle now. So 581 to 582.14, right? Because this has a gap down, and now the market is trying to fill this particular gap. Let me increase this. Fill this particular gap, right? So that's the reason we see some kind of bounce over here, right? So next level, what I'm thinking is, next level is this 580. So new support is at 582. The market is trying to break but couldn't break it because it tries to fill the gap, and this gap is now, because it just got filled here. So this gap is now acting as a support right now, right? So, and now we have two more support, which is 580, below that 588, and the last support is 577. Guys, I'm telling you, if this broke, these two more level broke, 580 and 577, this particular up to here. Man, let me show you what's gonna happen. Look at this 4 hour. Look at this 4 hour. There is nothing in between. There is nothing in between. I'm telling you, if this broke this particular channel, this, then we have straight selling to 566 or 67. So ready for this sell off. When this will come, maybe not tomorrow, or maybe like we have two straight selling days, right? Whenever the sell starts occur, like it's consecutively 2 3 days, it goes easy, right? But one thing what I see, that last 4 hours from 4 to 8 p.m. this candle closed as green, but like it's a indecision candle, right? Because it does not have lot of number of buyer and does not have lot of number of sellers. It's an indecision candle. Look at the volume, guys. This candle from 12 to 4 has 10.4 million of volume, and this candle right at close it still have 527K, which is nothing. Like it's very very normal. 500K is nothing if you just buy 50 calls of SPX. That's it. That's it. The 500K volume will come. So lots of call has been bought maybe in this particular area while close. They are expecting something, maybe some news. I don't know. Like that's why it turns little bit green. Right? So what I'm expecting is and guys, this 581 level has a huge bullish 4 hour candle. Do not mess with this. Oh man, right. I mean that's very important level, man. I mean we are sitting right at this particular 4 hour huge bullish candle bottom. So if it's make a double bottom situation, it has not tapped yet. The 581.96 has not tapped. Let me draw this line. This is very important level, guys. Oh my God. So there is a chances in the morning it will try to tap this particular level. So let's see in 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, right? This bullish flow is look at these huge buying. One, this one sell off. Two, so these two bullish candles also left, right? They eat up all bullish engulfing in this particular candle. If I just add up all, they eat this bullish candle, then they eat up this one, then they eat up this one, and now two more left, right? So do you guys think that how many points candle? So 10 points, 580. So 13 points or $13. So these $13 move, can this be eaten up by tomorrow, right? How many chances are there? I would say there are only 30% possibility, right? Because these two candles cannot be just eaten up without going little bit upward movement, right? I am hoping to break this. They have to go until 585 or 586 up to here. So ready for a small bullish move tomorrow, right? The 585 and 586 must be tested. Yeah, this up to here it should be tested. The wick, this wick or 587. This wick I will take this wick. This wick 586. So tomorrow morning I'm hoping it should open as a gap up after testing this particular level. So which level it will support right in the pre-market? Yes, now we draw our levels. So it's a complete breakdown. So guys, I'm telling you this 581.95, be very very careful here. See it tapped already. I see it tapped already. You see? Tapped right on 15 minutes it tapped. And that's why we see this a bullish move came at the end of the day, and now they try to broke this. Oh, right, so here we go. So look at this. So they sold off, came off, right? The selling came all the way down to that particular 4 hour bullish candle. That was kind of a double bottom, and from double bottom, that's where we see a huge bullish move up to 584. And then the next very candle, they again try to do, like this bullish engulfing. They kind of successful, but this bullish engulfing is still saving the market. That is where the bulls are showing some support right at this particular level. So 581 and 582, these two levels are very important for tomorrow. Even in night, I'm telling you, they will try to break it. I don't think that they're gonna be successful because this is a 4 hour huge bullish candle, kind of double bottom, right? And in double bottom, I we always see some upside. So there is a small upside in the market for tomorrow, but let's see how much upside we can see because it rejected. We have 583 and 585 and 586, those three levels. It will try to, definitely try to touch because it shows support one, two, three, four times it already bounce at this level, guys. So I'm telling you, this 581 zone is very crucial support for tomorrow. So 581 and then 580 and then 578. So I have told you the levels of resistance: 587, 585 and 583. Below 581, I already mentioned here. Do I need to write it down? I can write it down small. Let's try. So 581.96. So 581, this order block, right, from 581 to 582 is this particular order block is very crucial. Okay. And there was a gap, so market tried to fill this gap and consolidate and try to go up. So I am expecting before going further down, there we can see some more upside up to 586 and then we can see selling again. So this will be your tomorrow game plan, guys. Look what market is doing in the pre-market. 581, 81, crucial support, crucial support. It's unable to write it well. So 581 is the crucial support, guys. All right, below that we can see 580.33, and then last support is this particular zone from 580. So 581, 580, and then 5. This is entire zone, right? So I can just say this is all your supporting zone. But this will be your last supporting zone, which is 577. I will consider 577. So 580, 581, and then 577 and 580. So three. So R1, R2, R3 are these, and S1, S2, and S3 are 581, 580, not 580. Yes, 580 and 577. So if 580 broke, 580.30 broke, then we can see this particular zone and it try to tap it. So now this will be your straight game plan. What's gonna happen? The market opens in the pre-market. If it's try to broke, if this particular level, right, 581, then we can see a bounce from 580. So let's see at 4 a.m. when the market opens what it does. It might see a gap up. If the gap up occurs, then this will be the level, right, from where we see a sell off again. Consider 587, because but 586 is good, right? I mean, this 585 was a very good, because 585 it broke just in once, right? It did sold. So 587 it tested twice. So rather than 586, 587 is better resistance zone, I would consider, right? So because this been tested twice, but this was never tested twice. This was just broken one. So 583 is a very good resistance, and then 587. So don't try to get trapped in the middle, right? Always try wait for the market to form some structure right in the morning, right? So just keep in mind very clear. I try to break down as much as I can, right? The trend line came, right? Look, if I draw a trend line over 15 minutes, let me draw a trend line. One, two, three, three. It broke this sell off structure around 445. But this is the problem. It broke this sell off structure, but right, in the post market. Right. If I would be agree, and this is a very straight sell off. So definitely there is a chances the market will see a little buyers will started to appear already here, but they came even they shows in pre-market at 3:30 p.m. and then we see a sideways kind of consolidation. It tried to break twice 583 but couldn't able to. So in pre-market, if it broke above or if it's gap up, the market might see 586 and 587, right? If the market, these three level 585, 586, 586 I still have a doubt. Oh yes, 586 is there. Yeah, so 585, 580. So this is complete, like a zone kind of, right? But yes, what I'm thinking is then 581. So these will be your levels 585, 586, and 587. 587 is very good resistance. So if you want, if market reaches up to there, do not even give more thought, right? Just buy, started to buy, start to collect your puts or the short positions and go little time because 2 days the selling is happening, then getting to Thursday and Friday, because next week is a short week, so they will try to play a game for tomorrow and day after. So they have 2 days to play the game because everyone knows whenever there is a short week, people try to sell, right? So do not try to open any position for next week. If you want to open any position, then go for next to next week. And we have Nvidia reporting on coming Tuesday, right? So Monday is off, and then right at 27 we are gonna have Nvidia reporting. I think in the post market, right? So tomorrow game plan is very simple. At 4 a.m. market will open. It will try to test again this 581. It will try to tap this level. If we see a bounce again at this level, then I'm pretty sure the buying will start it to come right at this level, and slowly it will try to consolidate. um, 583, it will see small retracement, go up, retracement, go up, retracement, go up, sideways action, right? And there is chances right at 587 it will start it to acting up as it always does, right? They keep you up to there for longer than enough because that is how they play the market, build the momentum. It will show you we're breaking up, right? But at the end of the day or in the middle of the day, it's all depend when they will reach there and try to do a rug pull again. And that rug pull will be a crazy one because then they will try to test this 580. So this is the bullish case scenario. Keep in mind, right? Now, what is the bearish case scenario? What's gonna happen? The market will open right at market will test again this level, a small bounce, right? And market will go little bit more up to 583, as 583 is very good resistance. Market will try to come down again, break this level, and then go to 580, right? 580 we will see some buying, and then market will, oh sorry, some buying, and then market will see, market might try to open. At open, market started to see some consolidation, maybe this as a zone, and then 583, and then right from there they will just do another rug pull, right? So consider both the scenarios, guys. Do not get trapped. Make sure you have your levels written down when you do the trading, right? Do not open any position early. I will be interested in buying call at 578 level tomorrow. One call I would love to buy at 580, or this Jones. Let's remove this 580 from the picture. I'm considering this 579 to 578 level. I would be interested in buying one call at 579, because this is the last level before we will see a bigger sell off. So get ready for tomorrow. This level is important. Okay, that is our bullish case scenario. I mean, in terms of bearish, if it break, it will start to break more, right? So don't be confused. Just keep in mind this level from 580 and 579, where we can see some kind of buyers started to appear in the market, right? All right, guys. So this is a breakdown. It's all depend how market's gonna open at 4 a.m. in the morning, right? So I repeat, those are our resistance up to 587. Always try to buy, discounted put and discounted premium for the options, which you will find out in this particular zone, right? And in case of calls, because like when the market goes so down, bull will definitely try to protect this particular, because everyone knows now, right? Because if we started to see selling right after 577, we can see a good, there is nothing in the middle, right? Basically we have directly 564. So I don't think so that anyone wants, this is all buy zone, right? This, after that we do not have anything up to 571. Yeah, this is the last hope for the bears, sorry, for the buyers. Right after this is 571. Man, okay. Let's see how it plays tomorrow. Anyway, it's all depend. All right. All right, guys. So these are our levels which I have already draw for you. So look video twice or thrice. I have tried to explain as much as I can, right? The jump where you can see the bounce, expected bounce is 580 and 578, right? And this 580. So there are so many levels for tomorrow. I try to keep those levels out, but I cannot, because I show you why. This is a 4 hour double bottom, this 581. And at 4 hour double bottom of such bullish candle, it try to protect it. That same double bottom one, two, three times. So bears does not have any option. They have to have take this up to break this particular level. Right. So this is what I am hoping, that will be a game plan. Plan your day. Uh, if you have earned a good money today, I would suggest, try to stay away one day from the market and just try to observe what they are doing. Try to do paper hand. That is a good way. Or if you just wanted something, just buy one, kind of far OTM, because I had one good example. I saw one of the guy buy put for 0.006, which is a $6, and eventually at the end of the day that cons grows to $1. Like, so it's buy for $6 and then he earns $94 on that particular con. All right, guys. So such type of moves are not expected tomorrow, Thursday, low volume day. It will be choppy for sure. So anyway, there is no volume these days. You are the liquidity these days, because let me show you in each candles what kind of volume there are. See, 15 minutes candle, right? Look at the start of the day, what kind of volume we have. So 864K, this is the volume. 665, look here, this volume. In 115 minutes candle starting of the day, look at this volume, right? Unbelievable. 317K, 443K. What kind of volume is coming, right? Right? Look at this volume. These kind of volume we required. 1.3 is 45 minutes. This kind of volume we require. Look at this 3. The average volume, it says volume is 95 million, the average volume 76, right? All right, guys. So I have considered couple of scenarios on, and I'm hoping tomorrow morning there is expected a bounce basically before we see a one more good sell off. All right, guys. So hope you gonna have a good trading day tomorrow as well. I have marked the levels. Read your levels again. You can watch this video again and again, to just clear everything, right? I try to make sure that I try to cover all the, all the points. All right. All right, guys. Then have a happy trading day tomorrow on May 22nd. All right, guys. Thank you.